Hello, my name is Blake Patterson, and welcome to Afro Reviews. On this week's episode, I discuss the best first-time viewings of 2022. Unlike last year's list, there are more English films you may have an interest in watching soon. You can find the full list of every new viewing except for 2022 releases below through Letterboxd. Now, here are a few honorable mentions. Paisan, Exotica, The Gunfighter, History is Made at Night, and $1 Million Legs. Number 10, Close Up. Abbas Kiarostami's Close Up radically combines documentary realism with fiction through themes of identity, existence, connection, performance, and movie making. The narrative follows a young man fraudulently impersonating the Iranian auteur Mohsen Makhmalbaf, and Kiarostami incorporates real people to play versions of themselves. Close Up is one of the most satisfying exercises in meta filmmaking. Number 9, The Landlord. From a sharp screenplay by Bill Gunn, Hal Ashby directs a daring satire of race relations and gentrification through the story of a wealthy white landlord and his black tenants. Gunn concentrates on the unique choices, whether it is political or racial, each character commits. The satire is at its most biting when Ashby and Gunn examine the landlord's family and their hypocrisies. The Landlord was a film too honest and smart for its era. Number 8, Killer of Sheep. Charles Burnett's Killer of Sheep is a neo-realist poem about one man's gradual detachment from his family due to his grueling job at a slaughterhouse. Burnett elegantly balances the children's experiences and the father's struggles at work to communicate the truths of capitalism's toll on the human soul when seeking peace and stability in life. After I watched Killer of Sheep, I was at a loss for words because this $10,000 motion picture was a miracle. Few filmmakers could ever create a masterpiece with this small budget. Number 7, Chungking Express. Like his rapturous In the Mood for Love, Wong Kar-wai's Chungking Express taps into our lonely desperation and how we long for connection with someone who cares equally. By structuring the film around two relationships, Wong captures the feeling of elation, whether it is fleeting or long, and its effect on the soul as a nurturing source of power. Even with our distinct bruises, Chungking Express brings out the romantic in all of us. Number 6, The Lady Eve. Preston Sturges's The Lady Eve is a wonderful film with no cynical bones in its body. This story of a con artist, the sublime Barbara Stanwyck, falling for a wealthy man, Henry Fonda perfecting the socially awkward archetype, and her eventual revenge is purely delightful in its humor and pacing. The screenplay is intelligent in how it deals with its two separate capitalistic attitudes, the entitled and the pursuant. The Lady Eve is an effortlessly charming and timeless achievement. Number 5, Late Spring. Yasujiro Ozu's Late Spring is the story of an aging widower and his young daughter who live pleasantly together until the notion of marriage for his daughter becomes significant. They are both content with their current situation, yet they conform to social tradition due to cultural history. As the film evolves, there is an undercurrent of tragedy, and the movie becomes progressively devastating. With themes of time and loneliness, Late Spring is a masterpiece where the greatest delicacy is how it understands human nature. Number 4, Floating Clouds. In post-World War II Japan, a lonely woman attempts to find satisfaction with a man who does not treat her equally. Mikio Naruse's Floating Clouds is not merely a portrait of desperation for the woman, but it epitomizes a sense of tragedy in the nation. The film is an allusion to this bleak era, yet Naruse is careful in his execution of the melodrama. The beauty of Naruse's craftsmanship is how he restrains the emotions and meanings of his characters until the right moments. Like Sancho Dayu, Floating Clouds is an unsung triumph. Number 3, Rocco and His Brothers. Luchino Visconti's Rocco and His Brothers is a sprawling, melodramatic epic about a family's experiences in Milan, yet it also functions as a sports drama and a romantic tragedy. On all three fronts, Rocco and His Brothers is one of the most affecting works to grace the big screen because its melodramatic tendencies do not undermine the viewer's intelligence. Filmed in beautiful black and white, Visconti captured his performers at their best and worst without losing sight of his epic's aesthetic grandness. Number 2, Pickpocket. Robert Brazone's 1959 masterpiece defies genre conventions and follows the machinations of one pickpocket's actions to escape from the banality of his life. The film is a spiritual study of one criminal's eventual devolution, but sudden leap to grasp redemption through love. Brazone's emotional restraint as a filmmaker paves the narrative toward its heartrending conclusion. Paul Schrader has incorporated Pickpocket's narrative several times, but he could not achieve Brazone's mastery. And number 1, Make Way for Tomorrow. After the heartbreaking conclusion, I realized Make Way for Tomorrow was a masterpiece in how it executed a marriage in emotional and financial crisis. The film focuses on an elderly couple who must separate when they lose their home because their children will not have both parents in the same household. McCary establishes his melancholy tone quickly through how he films the snowy setting and his direction for the ensemble's vulnerability. The sorrow is an immediate mood, but McCary interweaves the emotion instead of capitalizing on tears. Make Way for Tomorrow is a humanist achievement where McCary's delicacy and sincerity earn a series of tearful moments. Now, tell me what your favorite first-time viewings were from 2022 in the comments section. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great night.